This jacked Armenian dude with tattoos gets paid $12,000 to call grown men sissies. His name's Bedros Keuilian, and he's the CEO and founder of the MDK Project, a 75-hour personal growth boot camp for men who want to live a life fulfilled with fulfillment, purpose, financial freedom, and have a deep, loving relationship with their family. Now, Bedros gets a ton of hate online for this boot camp because a lot of people think it's absolutely ridiculous that grown men would actually pay $12K to get yelled at all day. But today, I'm not going to talk about whether it's ridiculous or not. Instead, I'm going to break down this YouTube ad that has over 4 million views and has been running profitably for over 3 years now, that me and my team scaled for Bedros and his team to blow up his brand and generate millions of dollars in revenue. My name is Brian Moncada. I'm the founder of adspend.com, and welcome to another ad breakdown.
Gentlemen, welcome to the project. The project is a 75-hour experience. It's for men just like you who know that you're meant for more, who know that you might have areas in your life that you're not performing at your highest level. You know you've got greater potential, and there's a higher purpose for you here.
Boom, that's the hook. Gentlemen, welcome to the project. It's for men just like you. There's the call out of who exactly it's for. Let's play it again, so in case you missed it.
It's for men just like you who know that you're meant for more, who know that you might have areas in your life that you're not performing at your highest level. You know you've got greater potential, and there's a higher purpose for you here.
For men who want to improve their lives, for men who want to get better, for men who want to have a higher purpose, for men who are not living at their full potential. That's who it's for. The hook has to do that right there, okay? It has to capture attention and call out exactly who your target audience is, exactly who you want your ideal client to be, okay? Because most ads that do not convert, they do not have a strong hook that calls out their ideal audience and disqualifies anybody else who is not that audience. So anyone who's a woman watching this right now is probably obviously going to skip because they're not going to be interested in what this has to offer. And that's exactly why this ad worked so well, because of the hook. And more importantly, there's a few things that I obviously want to highlight that are different than most of the ads we break down here, because this ad worked so well when we ran it for Bedros because it's black and white, okay? It's almost got this, Navy SEAL, Army, Marine style, inspirational music, black and white, and more importantly, B-roll that just makes you interested. It's like, who is this guy? What is the project? And why should I care? That's what I'm thinking as I'm watching this.
Gentlemen, welcome to the project. The project is a 75-hour experience.
Immediately in the first 2 to 3 seconds, it switches to B-roll and shows an experience of what the project's like behind the scenes.
It's for men just like...
Another B-roll shot within the first 2 seconds. Bedros, B-roll, B-roll number 2, right? So it's keeping the viewer engaged so that way they're always getting their dopamine hit as they're watching this.
Like you, who know that you're meant for more, who know that you might have areas in your life that you're not performing at your highest level. You know you've got greater potential, and there's a higher purpose for you here.
So that's already at least 5 to 6 shots that have changed in the first 15 seconds, okay? Very key right there because, again, it keeps the user's attention, keeps the viewer's attention, and now it's called out who it's talking to exactly and what the project is. Okay, so let's keep going.
The project is not an experience, it's also a process. It's like administering chemotherapy to a cancerous area of the body, and it's going to unearth and expose who you are. The physical...
It's like administering chemotherapy to a cancerous part of the body. It's not just an experience, it's a process. It's basically going to take you and heal you, is what he's basically saying. It's a powerful analogy there. And again, there's just more B-roll, and it's actually showing them what is happening at this experience.
The physical challenging that you go through is purpose-driven. Every single evolution is purpose-driven. Every single evolution creates opportunity for 4 things: to lead, to show emotional discipline, to communicate, and to problem solve. So the project is here for a purpose, to help you become the man you know in your deepest heart that you're meant to be.
Right there. To become the man you know in your deepest heart that you're meant to be. Again, playing to the ideal avatar here. He's talking to men who feel like they're not stepping up, they're not leading, they're not communicating well with themselves or with their loved ones or their family members or their coworkers. They're deeply insecure in terms of obviously their level of confidence in themselves, because otherwise, why else would you pay this amount of money to obviously go through this experience and basically get shit on all day and yelled at and tortured for 75 hours because you don't feel good about yourself. I mean, that's just the reality of what it is. Now, again, everybody has their own way to deal with their own insecurities. This is just another way to do it. And so this is very powerful because the hook, again, the story now, he's walking them through the educational pieces of exactly what the project is and what they're going to experience. Now it's going to help them get to their desire, to feel like they're operating at their full potential. They're playing full out.
And all we're going to do as instructors over the next 75 hours is administer the project. No different than a doctor would administer chemotherapy to a cancerous body part.
Again, another powerful analogy, the cancerous body part analogy, basically saying we're going to administer the project on you so that way we can heal you and remove the beta male that's inside of you. Come on, Bedros.
You have to be able to control your emotions, because the moment you shut down.
This looks rough, by the way. I mean, shout out to everybody who's done this, because again, we were the ones running the ads for this for a long time, and I never did it myself, so I can't talk. But these guys, they're the true warriors, right? Right?
And you let those thoughts come in, and the self-talk begins. And the self-talk is never, yay, you got this. What did you do? Why did you sign up for this? This is harder than you think.
It's basically Navy SEAL training, let's be honest, right? It's basically Navy SEAL training, and they're paying for it, though.
So I want you to understand that if you're looking to the 75th hour, you've already failed.
Now, I want to highlight another thing, okay? We're 1 minute and 23 seconds in. It's not following the typical, story close framework that we teach here at adspend.com. It's basically the hook, as we already went over, but the story is really right into the educational piece of the offer, right? What the offer is, the project, how it works, 75-hour experience, where we're going to basically instruct you on how to do these different challenges that are going to kill you and make you want to quit. And you're going to want to quit. You're going to have self-talk that tells you to quit, but you can't listen to it. And obviously, it's going to help you become a better man. So it's not following the typical, script framework, but it's so captivating and it's so engaging because of the music, the B-roll, the black and white. And at the time, there was never an offer like this. This was 3 years ago when I first started running it, right? Personal development boot camps for men weren't really a big talking point. Like, it wasn't in the mainstream media. But now, obviously, it is because of this specific project.
You know that after some amount of talking here, we're going to take you either out that door or out that door, and there's going to be some level of punishment, some level of suffering, some level of adversity. And I'm here to tell you right now, from the fittest to the fattest of you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it.
Very disqualifying, which again, I believe is the reason why this ad works so well. He's showing people basically wrestling with each other, calling them fat and fit. They're going to have to quit, right? And he's just, here he goes. You have a choice.
So you have the choice to ring the bell and quit anytime you want.
So it's almost like a challenge as well, right? Like, are you going to quit or are you going to push through and actually make it to the end and, complete the project?
You need to understand the difference between being hurt and injured. You need to control the negative thought patterns up here. You need to go to the next hour, and that's all you need to worry about. Who's heard the phrase, blood is thicker than water? Raise your hand. All of you. That is taken out of context. The true phrase of that is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. What that means is the blood that people spill together, who go through adversity together, is thicker, creates a bigger bond, a deeper bond, than the water of the womb, meaning people who have shared the same womb. The blood of the covenant.
Now he's talking into the camaraderie, the community elements of the offer, and why the project is obviously better because
the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And to that point, this is where I like to remind you that there's only 2 things that you can control. Only 2 things, fellas, that you guys can control during this entire evolution. The amount of effort you put out and the attitude in which you show up with to every evolution.
So he's highlighting obviously that the people you struggle with and go through life with and suffer with are actually the people that you become blood with, right? And again, this is appealing to somebody who doesn't have a community, doesn't have someone who they can, turn to for help and things like that. They feel like they're missing that community, that brotherhood, right? This is an opportunity for them to achieve that, right? So it's very captivating for the average male nowadays who's overweight, out of shape, not doing much with their life, feels like they're just wasting away, and they want to obviously improve themselves. And also for the already driven, competitive, Marine style man who wants to challenge themselves and keep leveling up and obviously continue to progress in life and says, you know what, I can do that. I can complete the 75 hours. That's not hard. I do that every single day, right? Unless you're David Goggins, maybe that's the only guy that would actually think about that. But there are people out there that are crazy enough to think about that. So now we're into 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Now we're going to go to the actual close. But before we do, here's actually a cool element that Bedros has in this ad as well.
I was able to leave with more confidence, more faith in myself. My family feels more secure, and my finances, I feel like I have more control to be able to make the decisions that will allow me to propel much further than I had self-limiting beliefs on those aspects.
You know, I came back from the project 4 months later. I quit my job. I went back into business for myself, tripled my yearly income by just that one thing of knowing that I have the skill set to be an entrepreneur again, and put myself out in the market again.
Social proof and testimonials, huge for front-end ads, okay? When you're offering anything high ticket, especially as an ad on the front end, right? You got 2 case studies, 2 different ethnicities, one Asian, one white guy, and both of them said 2 completely different things. One guy said confidence, my family feels more confident in me, my confidence has raised. The other guy said, this reminded me that I can actually become an entrepreneur. This was so hard. Okay, this was so hard that clicking away on the keyboard every single day and typing a few numbers in a spreadsheet isn't as hard as I thought it was. I can do it. If I just did 75 hours of this and I paid for it, I can easily work behind the laptop all day and, talk to customers and figure out what their concerns are. No problem, right? This was so tough that I am going to be an entrepreneur again because I thought it was so hard, but no, nothing's harder than this, and that's inspirational. So those are 2 different client avatars that could potentially be watching this and saying, you know what, I want to step up and do it myself. The guy who needs more confidence, right? And who wants his family to be more confident in him. The leader, right? The leader. And then the other one's the entrepreneur, the aspiring entrepreneur, or the failed entrepreneur. And then there's obviously another subset of avatars in there that we already talked about. But this ad works so well. Again, it shows the end screen of the project here. And it's got 4 million views over 3 years. It's still running to this day. And it goes to a high ticket book a call funnel, basically where they can obviously book a call, talk to a sales rep, and then learn more about how they can join it, what the details are, when the next project is, and how they can pay for it. So what are the key topics and takeaways here, right? The first is the actual hook. Gentlemen, welcome to the project. Gentlemen, the project, the offer right away, what it is. The project is for men just like you who want to level up, become a better leader, et cetera, who feel like they're not going at their full potential every single day or achieving their fullest, highest potential. That's very call out to those guys. And the story then goes into obviously just the experience, how it's a process, how you're going to want to quit. It's not for anybody, but it's going to show you how to become a better leader, right? How to be a better communicator and how to problem solve. And it's also showing you all the things that you're going to be doing throughout the weekend, which are very visual. And so that obviously leads to the testimonials before we end the ad with, okay, just an end screen of the project. And so this is a very different style of an ad, but that's why it works so well. 4 million views, been running for 3 years profitably, and has generated millions of dollars in revenue. So hope this was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment if you would actually try this yourself, because a lot of people did, and they've had a lot of big breakthroughs from it. And we were having fun running it for Bedros and his team. So if you want to watch another video just like this, by the way, where I break down another ad by another client of ours, Jeremy Miner, who made $800,000 in just 3 months with this one YouTube ad, click right here, and I'll see you there.